Thank you for tuning in to Terry Swoop Videos. I wanted to do a review on this show called The Oval. This is a show that's written and produced by Tyler Perry. Now, I usually don't like a lot of Tyler Perry shows and movies, but this show is completely different than anything I've ever seen Tyler Perry do. There's no comedy in this show, it's all drama. And this is completely different than anything I've ever seen Tyler Perry do. Now, up until the last couple of days, I hadn't watched BET in over 10 years. And I just started watching BET on their streaming website. I don't have cable. I mostly watch all my shows on streaming. And I prefer to watch shows in streaming. That way you can watch all the episodes that you want to watch when you want to watch it. And this show is on BET Plus. Now, when I first started watching this show, I saw the first episode on YouTube. The first episode is on YouTube. And then, in order to watch the rest of the episode, you have to sign up for BET Plus and watch the rest of the episodes on the website. So I go over to the website and I signed up for BET Plus just to watch the rest of the episodes. So I started binge watching the first season and the second season. I really enjoyed the first season. The second season is not as good as the first season. But overall, this is a good show. It's a good drama show. And what makes this show so different than any other show on the air is that the villains are the stars of the show. That's very rare because most TV shows and movies, the good guys are the main stars of the show and the bad guys are the secondary characters. What makes this show completely different is that the villains are the main stars of the show. Similar to Game of Thrones. When you watch Game of Thrones, the villains are the main stars of the show. They're the main characters of the show. And The Oval is very similar to that. This show is also similar to shows like Dynasty and Dallas. So if you like shows like Dynasty and Dallas, you're going to like this show. Because these were also shows where the villains were the main characters in the show. The show mostly revolves around two families. The Butler's family and the President's family. The Butler's family is the good family on the show. And the President's family is the evil family on the show. And you see that when you look at each character in the President's family. All their characters are evil. They're all crazy as hell. From the daughter to the son, to the president, to the first lady, everybody in the family is crazy as hell. Now, I'm going to start off with the daughter. The daughter is played by an actress named Paige Hurd. She's actually the daughter of DMX. She's DMX's real daughter. And she plays this snotty-nosed rich girl who thinks she can get anything she wants and she can get away with anything she wants. She talks to the maids and butlers like they're her personal slave. And then in the very first episode, she falsely accuses this man of rape and gets him arrested. And that really made my blood boil. But she did the part of playing an evil, spoiled, rich girl. And she did a good job playing that part. The son, Jason, is played by an actor named Daniel Henderson. And Jason is one of the most evil characters on the show. He kills 3 people on the show. He kills his grandmother, he kills one of the maids, and he tries to kill his mother. And he also kills the mistress. He chops her head off. So this young man on this show is crazy as hell.
Am I in trouble?
There is a dead girl in this trunk. Of course you're in trouble.
Okay, it was an accident.
Shut up!
You play Jason, son of the president, and he's really a dark dude. So tell me a little bit about playing him.
Oh yeah, so when I first got the script and looked at this character, I was so deeply afraid and confused. I had no idea how to even begin to approach it, but it became a really rewarding creative process to say, all right, this character does these things, what kind of person would actually do that? So it's been a real journey to get to that point.
So tell me, because he's very different than you, obviously, what do you think this says about maybe this is a lesson to parents, you think, this character, Jason?
Absolutely. I really hope that it is a warning to parents. I think that the dysfunction in the entire family, from the parents to the grandparents, all the way down, sort of trickles and lands on these kids. So I think that if people get anything from seeing these kids, the little rugrats of the Oval, acting in every single way that they shouldn't be acting,
Yeah.
maybe they'll recognize that, this is why love and compassion is really important in a family.
Karan Moore plays the role of Victoria, the First Lady. And she's egotistic, she's narcissistic, and I really like how she plays the role. She really does a good job of playing this evil woman. But as bad as she is, there's other characters on the show that's way worse than she is. I think the husband and the son are the most evil characters on the show. Hunter doesn't give a shit. All he cares about is getting laid. All he cares about is getting his next piece of ass. He doesn't care about running the president. He doesn't care about the country. He only cares about getting some pussy. That's all he cares about. And then you have the Butler's family. The Butler's family is almost just as crazy, but they're not as bad as the family in the White House.
I want you to leave.
I said, I am never leaving you, okay? Ever.
Yes, you will.
Towards the end of the first season, the Butler's wife, Nancy, tells him that she had an affair with his father when he was in the military 24 years ago. And he never knew about this. And she gave birth to a son without him knowing about it. And he just freaks out and he doesn't want shit to do with her anymore. If my wife told me that she slept with my father, she had an affair with my father, I wouldn't want shit to do with her either. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if your wife tells you that she cheated on you with your father and he locks her out of the house, he changes the locks on the house? It'd be funny as hell when she tries to walk in the house and she sees the locks on the house have been changed. And the neighbor starts making fun of her because she can't get in the house.
Really? Richard!
Hey,
Oh, hey.
you can't get in?
Nancy is
No.
played by the actress Patasha Story. She's hands down the best actress on this show. She's the best at showing emotion. You can tell she comes from the stage. Stage actresses are very good at showing emotion. And she does the best job of acting on this show, hands down. There's some actors on this show that are not as good, like Barry. I don't like the son Barry. His acting is horrible. He's the only person on this show that doesn't really act very good. He's not good at showing emotion. He's horrible. I think most of the actors on this show are great actors. This show has a lot of different storylines, but the storyline that I didn't like was the whole affair between Kyle and Donald. I would fast forward all of these parts. So whatever happened between Kyle and Donald, I don't know, because every time their parts came up, I would just fast forward these parts. But overall, I think it's a good show. And I'm not a huge Tyler Perry fan. Tyler Perry is a hit and miss for me. But most of his movies I don't like. But I like this show. Overall, it's a pretty good show. From 1 to 10, I would give it an 8. It's not perfect. This show definitely has some flaws with the second season. I thought the first season was almost perfect. I think the second season goes a little bit too far with some of the killings and all of that shit. But overall, it's a pretty decent show. A lot of people have different opinions about this topic. Have you seen The Oval? Tell me what you think of the show.